Most people lose the war long before the battle even begins. Not because their enemies are stronger, smarter, or more ruthless, but because they hand over their mind before the world even asks for it. They surrender their focus to distractions, their confidence to opinions, their peace to the noise around them. They break before life truly tests them, not because life is cruel, but because they never learned how to be strong. They let their emotions drag them through the dirt. They let other people's approval decide their worth. They let fear vote on their decisions. And while they beg for mercy from a world that doesn't care, a different kind of person rises quietly, silently, deliberately. The one who chooses strength over emotion, strategy over impulse, and self-command over chaos. You're here because you feel that difference inside you. Something in you refuses to stay fragile. You are sick of being pushed by circumstance, shaken by insults, wounded by betrayal, controlled by fear and overthinking. You are tired of being emotionally available to everything and mentally committed to nothing. Whether you realize it or not, by pressing play, you have already stepped off the ordinary path. You're not here to feel better for 5 minutes. You're here to become untouchable. Before this journey begins, ask yourself a question most people run away from. Do you rule your mind, or does the world rule it for you? Your answer decides everything: your relationships, your success, your strength, your downfall. A mind that bows to emotion becomes a slave to circumstance. A mind ruled by the world becomes a puppet of perception. But a mind ruled by its owner, a mind governed with discipline, detachment, and design, becomes a kingdom no one can conquer. That is the essence of Machiavellian strength, not cruelty, not pointless ruthlessness, but command. The power to direct yourself no matter how violently the world tries to pull you away from who you are. From this moment, understand something clearly. Mental power is not given. It is built, piece by piece, choice by choice. Like armor forged under pressure, shaped by fire, hardened by cold. You do not wake up one day and suddenly stop caring what others think. You do not suddenly become immune to betrayal, criticism, failure. You become untouchable by mastering a set of laws and living them until they rewrite the way your mind works. In this journey, you will hear 10 ruthless laws, 7 from the original blueprint of this mindset, and 3 from the darker, deeper layers of human nature that most people are too afraid to touch. These laws are not for the faint, the timid, or the emotionally delicate. They are for those ready to sharpen their mind into a weapon, shape their presence into a force, and step into a version of themselves the world can no longer shake. If you're ready, say this in your mind. From today, I choose strength over emotion. Because once you make that choice, the rest of this is simply training. Law 1, control the narrative. Power does not begin with truth. Power begins with perception. People don't treat you according to who you are. They treat you according to who they believe you are. They don't respond to your intentions. They respond to your image. They don't react to your inner world. They react to your presence the moment you walk into the room. Machiavelli saw this centuries ago. He wrote, "Men judge by the eye rather than the hand, for everyone can see, but few can touch." In other words, the world judges what it can see, not what is real. Think about it. You could be intelligent, loyal, kind, and capable, but if you appear insecure, scattered, and desperate, that is how the world will treat you. On the other hand, you could still be imperfect, still learning, still building yourself, but if you appear composed, confident, and grounded, people will think twice before disrespecting you. In a society obsessed with perception, the one who shapes the narrative shapes reality. You can be wise, experienced, and principled, but if you let others define your story, you hand them the pen that writes your life. The most dangerous mistake you can make is believing that truth alone will protect you. It won't. The truth is often too quiet, too subtle, too easy to ignore. People judge your posture, your tone, your calmness, your mystery long before they judge your character. Walk into a room with your shoulders collapsed, eyes darting, body restless, and you silently broadcast, "Test me, push me. I don't fully believe in myself yet." Walk in with stillness, steady eye contact, unhurried movements, and you send a different message. I am in command, whether you understand me or not. Controlling the narrative doesn't mean faking who you are. It means deciding what your presence communicates. You become the architect of your own myth. You control how your silence is interpreted, how your mistakes are perceived, how your energy is read. The moment you start over-explaining yourself, justifying every decision, defending every move, you surrender your authority. A calm silence is louder than a desperate defense. Imagine this. Two people are accused of something they didn't do. One scrambles to prove their innocence, talks nonstop, protests, begs to be believed. The other simply looks around calmly, states their truth once, and refuses to argue further. Who looks more powerful? Who looks more guilty? The world rarely follows truth. It follows conviction. Drop this in the comments. I control my image. I write my own story. Law 2. Detach from emotion. Emotion is the simplest leash the world uses to control you. The easiest way to own someone is not to chain their body, but to trigger their feelings. Anger exposes you. Fear weakens you. Desperation enslaves you. A reactive mind is a predictable mind, and a predictable mind is easy to manipulate. Machiavelli observed that people who react emotionally are easy to lead and easy to destroy. Detachment is not numbness, it is power. It is the ability to feel without being dragged. It is the skill of watching your emotions the way a general watches a battlefield. From above, with clarity, not from the chaos on the ground. When you are detached, you stop bleeding energy over things that don't deserve it. You stop reacting to every insult, every delay, every misunderstanding, every minor disrespect. You start choosing when a response serves your purpose and when silence wins more. Picture this. Two people receive the same insult in public. The first explodes. His voice rises, his face turns red. His body language screams insecurity. In that moment, he confirms the insult. He shows that a few words can pull his strings. The second person hears the same insult, pauses, looks the speaker in the eye, and simply smiles with calm indifference. He doesn't defend. He doesn't deny. He doesn't explain. He lets the silence speak. Who looks stronger? Who actually wins that interaction? The second one wins without lifting a finger. He didn't react. He redirected. This is psychological dominance. Detachment doesn't mean you stop feeling pain, betrayal, anxiety, or anger. It means you stop letting those feelings be your decision makers. You are not your anger. You are the one watching it rise. You are not your fear. You are the one noticing its voice. Every emotion is like a passing storm, loud, chaotic, temporary. Most people chase the thunder. They run into the rain and drown in it. The detached mind stands under shelter, observing, waiting. The storm comes and goes. The ground remains. Machiavelli advised leaders to appear merciful, faithful, humane, and sincere, but to maintain a mind so flexible that, when necessary, they can shift instantly to the opposite. That is emotional detachment in action. You can show care without collapsing. You can show empathy without becoming a doormat. You can appear soft, but internally remain steel. You choose when to express emotion and when to hold it back, based not on how you feel in the moment, but on what serves your long-term position. Detachment also protects your peace. Once you stop reacting to everything, life gets quieter. You stop explaining to people who are committed to misunderstanding you. You stop expecting fairness from a world built on power and interest. You stop taking everything personally and start using every interaction as data. Instead of thinking, "Why is this happening to me?" you think, "What does this reveal? What does this teach? How can this be used?" That is the mindset of someone who cannot be shaken. Repeat this as an affirmation. I feel deeply, but I do not fall. Law 3. Expect betrayal. Trust strategy. If there is one illusion that breaks most people, it is the expectation that loyalty is permanent. Human loyalty is conditional. It shifts with circumstances, convenience, emotion, and opportunity. This is not cynicism. It is realism. Machiavelli wrote, "Men are ungrateful, fickle, false, cowardly, covetous. As long as you succeed, they are yours entirely." In simpler terms, people are loyal as long as loyalty benefits them. When the wind shifts, so do their commitments. Think of the people you once trusted blindly. Friends who swore they'd never leave. Partners who promised forever. Colleagues who said, "Don't worry, I've got your back." Then one day, something changed. A better opportunity appeared. A misunderstanding grew. A moment of weakness hit them. And suddenly, the promise meant nothing. You were left confused, hurt, angry. But the truth is simple. You weren't betrayed because you were bad. You were betrayed because you assumed loyalty was more stable than human nature. The mentally untouchable understand that betrayal is not a rare tragedy. It is a predictable moment in the human life cycle. People betray for status, for acceptance, for comfort, for fear, for the feeling of being important, or simply because loyalty is inconvenient at that moment. When you expect betrayal, not from paranoia but from clarity, you stop being shocked. You stop personalizing betrayal. You stop collapsing when someone's loyalty expires. You start building systems, boundaries, and structures that protect you even when people change. Real power is not in avoiding betrayal. It is in becoming someone who remains stable even when it happens. Imagine a king whose entire safety depends on one advisor. That king is weak. Imagine another king who likes his advisor, trusts him, but builds 3 backup layers of defense just in case. That king is untouchable. In your personal life, this translates to a simple rule. Love deeply, but rely strategically. Trust people, but design your life so that no single person's shift can destroy you. Do not depend entirely on one friend for emotional support. Do not depend entirely on one person for validation. Do not depend entirely on a single relationship, a single client, a single job, a single idol. Spread your emotional and strategic investments. If one pillar collapses, your life stays standing. And remember, betrayal is not always malicious. Sometimes people simply choose themselves. Sometimes they act out of fear. Sometimes they don't even realize what they're doing. Your job is not to judge them. Your job is to adapt. A mind that expects storms does not fear rain. Drop this affirmation in the comments. I do not fear betrayal. I am prepared for it. Law 4. Appear calm, think cold. Calmness is not softness. Calmness is dominance. Most people panic loudly. They react impulsively, emotionally, irrationally. Their anxiety fills the room. Their fear spills into their decisions. When something goes wrong, they announce it to the world with their energy. Hands shaking, words rushing, breath shortening, thoughts spiraling. They dissolve into chaos. But a Machiavellian mind remains steady. Not because life is easy, but because panic is pointless. When the world burns, a strategist pauses, watches, waits. He sees what the frantic mind cannot. Patterns beneath chaos, opportunities beneath noise, weaknesses behind aggression. There is a psychological truth. The calmest person in any environment automatically becomes the one in control. Imagine a heated argument. One person is shouting, face red, fists clenched. The other sits quietly, back straight, expression still. Who looks stronger? Who looks more dangerous? Who actually holds the power? Always the calm one. Machiavelli warned rulers to avoid being swept by the chaos of the people. He advised them to hold a mind that stays cold even when surrounded by fire. Because cold thinking gives clarity. Clarity gives precision. Precision gives power. In real life, this means you must detach your immediate emotional reaction from your ultimate strategy. When someone provokes you, pause. When a crisis hits, breathe. When a decision feels urgent, step back. 1 second of calm can prevent 10 years of regret. A cold mind is not emotionless. It is emotion-ruled, not emotion-ruined. Think about surgeons. They cut into human bodies with steady hands. Soldiers walk through gunfire with stable breathing. Pilots fly through storms with level eyes. Why? Because panic kills. Calmness preserves life. Your life is no different. Every job interview, every argument, every relationship conflict, every betrayal, every challenge will test your calmness. Your calmness becomes your shield. It protects you from reacting to manipulation, from exploding in anger, from showing weakness too easily. When you are calm, people question their own power over you, and the moment they question it, they lose it. Your affirmation: my calmness is my power, my coldness is my clarity. Law 5. Keep power in silence. Silence is one of the most underestimated weapons in human psychology. Most people believe speaking is strength, that explaining is persuasive, that verbalizing emotions is necessary. They don't realize that every unnecessary word allows people to map their mind, their fears, their desires, their insecurities, their triggers. Machiavelli wrote, in essence, that a silent prince is a feared prince, because people fear what they cannot predict. When you talk too much, people know exactly how to influence you. When you reveal your goals, they know how to sabotage them. When you expose your emotions, they know how to provoke you. When you complain, you tell them where the wounds are. Silence creates tension. Tension creates power. Power creates respect. Think of two people in a negotiation. One fills the air with explanations, rambling, trying to justify his position. The other speaks only when necessary, dropping short, deliberate, precise statements. Who holds the psychological advantage? Always the one who talks less. Think of relationships. The partner who overshares every feeling becomes predictable. The partner who maintains quiet emotional discipline becomes magnetic. Think of arguments. The person who panics and fills the air with justification loses authority. The person who pauses, takes a breath, and delivers one sharp sentence wins the entire frame. Silence does not mean absence. Silence is presence without leakage. But the strongest form of silence is not external, it is internal. It is the ability to quiet your thoughts when the world gets loud, to choose which thoughts deserve attention and which need to be ignored, to cut off the inner noise that drains your energy. And understand this: people reveal themselves in silence. If you want to know someone's intentions, say nothing. Let them fill the space. Desperate people talk too much. Manipulators talk too strategically. Honest people speak simply. You learn the most when you speak the least. Silence also forces others to elevate their behavior around you. When you don't react instantly, their mind starts analyzing itself. They reveal things unintentionally. They overestimate your awareness. They become more careful with their words, their tone, their approach. Silence turns the psychological pressure onto them. Use silence to create respect. Use silence to protect your boundaries. Use silence to study people. Use silence to keep your power in your pocket instead of bleeding it everywhere. Repeat and internalize this. My silence speaks for me more powerfully than my words. You now understand the first 5 foundations: the control of narrative, the mastery of emotion, the strategy toward betrayal, the coldness of mind, and the weapon of silence. These make you unreadable. They make you unpredictable. They remove your weaknesses from public access. They build the shell, the armor, the outer posture. But there is something missing, and Machiavelli knew it well. Power is not maintained by presence alone. It is maintained by absence, by scarcity, by emotional restraint, and by strategic distance. Now, we enter laws 6, 7, and the first of the dark expansions: reward psychology, selective aggression, and strategic alliances. We will sharpen your presence into something that bends social dynamics automatically. Law 6, master the art of absence. Presence creates attention, but absence creates power. The more available you are, the less valuable you become. The more predictable you are, the more people take you for granted. Humans are addicted to patterns, and anything that becomes too constant fades into the background of their awareness. This is why the rarest things in life are the most desired. Scarcity intensifies value. Scarcity creates mystique. Scarcity forces reflection. Machiavelli warned rulers to avoid becoming too accessible, because familiarity invites disrespect, and overexposure kills authority. In friendships, relationships, workplaces, everywhere, you will see this pattern. The friend who is always ready to hang out becomes the friend everyone cancels first. The partner who gives endless affection becomes the partner whose affection is taken for granted. The employee who always says yes becomes the one expected to say yes forever. Absence is not disappearance. Absence is strategic distance. It is the conscious removal of your presence so that others can feel its weight. Think of this like a heartbeat: expansion and contraction. You appear with intention, then you withdraw without explanation. You create a rhythm that keeps your presence meaningful. When you vanish at the right moments, when you pull back your attention, your approval, your availability, people have to confront their behavior, their assumptions, their dependence. Imagine a person who messages you constantly. If you always respond within seconds, you train them to expect instant access. They begin to assume your time belongs to them. If one day you take much longer to reply, not with malice but with self-priority, they feel the shift. They begin to give more value to your time because they now notice the difference between your presence and your absence. In relationships, the same rule applies. Overexposure kills mystery. Mystery fuels attraction. Attraction fuels respect. Respect fuels influence. A person who does not practice absence loses all 3. Absence also reveals the truth of others. When you pull back, you see who moves forward. When you stop initiating, you see who values your presence enough to initiate themselves. When you stop giving endlessly, you see who cared and who only took. Absence filters your environment. It exposes users, opportunists, comfort addicts, and emotional parasites. Most importantly, it highlights the ones who actually deserve your presence. Repeat this to yourself. My presence has value, and my absence teaches it. Law 7, rule the mind, or nothing else will. Every battle is won or lost in the mind first. Before betrayal hurts you, your interpretation of it wounds you. Before failure destroys you, your fear of it breaks you. Before criticism affects you, your insecurity amplifies it. Your interpretation, not the event, determines your suffering. Machiavelli believed that rulers must master their inner world before they could ever hope to govern the outer one. A leader with an unstable mind creates an unstable kingdom. A person with an undisciplined mind creates an undisciplined life. Your thoughts build the architecture of your reality. If your inner world is chaotic, emotional, confused, frightened, then every challenge magnifies into something unbearable. But if your inner world is structured, disciplined, and sovereign, then nothing external has the power to control your internal state. Mental sovereignty is built on 3 pillars. 1. Control of attention. Your attention is the most precious resource you own. Whatever controls your attention controls your emotions, and whatever controls your emotions controls your life. Most people give their attention away like it has no value, to gossip, to fear, to strangers' opinions, to pointless distractions. A mentally untouchable person treats their focus like a weapon, pointing it only where it serves their mission. 2. Control of interpretation. 2 people can experience the same event and walk away with entirely different realities. One sees insult, the other sees information. One sees rejection, the other sees redirection. One sees failure, the other sees feedback. When you choose the meaning of events strategically, you reduce the world's power to wound you. 3. Control of response. Reaction is instinct. Response is discipline. Reaction is emotional. Response is strategic. Reaction is loud. Response is calculated. When you control your responses, even when your emotions surge, you step into a version of yourself that cannot be manipulated. Think of someone trying to provoke you publicly. Their intention is simple: make you react, make you emotional, make you expose your weakness. But you pause, breathe, and respond calmly, or even choose silence. Their attack loses impact instantly. People shift their attention not to the provoker, but to your stability. Their attempt to shake you becomes proof of your steadiness. Your mind is your throne. Guard it. No one should have the power to sit there except you. Affirm this: my mind serves me, not the world. Now we enter the darker laws, extensions built from the raw psychology of human behavior. These are not moral lessons. They are strategic truths about how humans actually operate beneath all their masks. If you understand them, you become someone who doesn't just shield your mind, you shape the minds around you. Law 8. Control incentives, control people. Human beings love to believe they are guided by morals, values, principles, and deep reasoning. But if you watch their choices, not their speeches, you will see something very different. People follow incentives. Their loyalty, their effort, their behavior, their attention all move in the direction of whatever rewards them most. This is not manipulation. This is human nature. Machiavelli wrote that men are loyal until it becomes inconvenient. But he also wrote another key insight. It is better to be feared than loved, if you cannot be both. Modern psychology completes that statement. Humans obey whatever controls their incentives. In your daily life, this means people respond to what benefits them. People obey what rewards them. People stay close to what validates them. People remain loyal to whatever gives them emotional or material return. Most people lose power because they treat their approval, attention, and time as if they have no strategic value. They give validation instantly. They reward bad behavior unconsciously. They pour attention into people who have done nothing to earn it. They distribute their emotional energy like free samples. If your presence costs nothing, it is valued at nothing. To control incentives, you must treat your approval like currency. Not something to be given impulsively, but something to be earned. Praise becomes meaningful only when it is rare. Attention becomes powerful only when it is selective. Kindness becomes influential only when it is calibrated. And your time becomes respected only when it is limited. There is a Machiavellian technique called intermittent reinforcement, a principle used in psychology, casinos, marketing, leadership, relationships. The idea is simple. Humans don't respond strongly to constant rewards. But when rewards come unpredictably, yet meaningfully, they become addictive. This is why gambling is so powerful. This is why certain relationships become obsessive. This is why compliments from a normally quiet person feel more valuable. When you reward selectively, others attach importance to your approval. They don't know when you will offer praise next, so they stay alert, respectful, and consistent. When you reward instantly and predictably, your reward loses power. Let's make this real with examples. A manager who praises constantly loses authority. A manager who praises selectively creates high performance. A friend who is always available becomes background noise. A friend who occasionally withdraws becomes someone others pursue. A partner who gives affection without discernment becomes predictable. A partner who shows affection with intention becomes magnetic. To control incentives is not to control people like puppets. It is to elevate your influence by making your presence meaningful. Affirm this. My approval is rare, my attention is earned, my reward is intentional. You now understand the first of the dark triad of power, incentives. But power is incomplete without an edge. Without the ability to strike precisely when necessary. Without the ability to form alliances that multiply your force. We will take you into Law 9, the art of selective aggression, and Law 10, the creation of strategic alliances. Then we will weave all 10 laws together into a single identity, the identity of someone truly untouchable. Law 9, use selective aggression. Most people misunderstand aggression. They see it as something wild, uncontrolled, emotional. But true Machiavellian aggression is the opposite. It is never emotional. It is never reactive. It is calculated force, delivered sparingly, precisely, and only when necessary. Machiavelli warned that a ruler must learn how not to be good, meaning he must be capable of decisive action when softness threatens stability. If calmness is your shield, selective aggression is your blade. You keep it sheathed most of the time, not because you fear conflict, but because you control the timing of it. Selective aggression is the art of striking once, effectively, in a way that stops future attacks before they begin. Think of a lion. It doesn't roar constantly. It doesn't attack every moving thing. It attacks only when the kill serves a purpose. That is why its single strike is feared across the savannah. Example from daily life. Imagine someone at work repeatedly undermines you, making subtle comments to dent your credibility. Most people would complain emotionally or react impulsively. The Machiavellian strategist waits, observes, collects data. Then, at the perfect moment, during a meeting, when evidence is undeniable, you expose the person's pattern calmly and precisely. You end the conflict without theatrics. You establish a silent reputation. Do not test me twice. Selective aggression means you do not fight every battle, only the ones that define the war. You do not respond to every provocation, only the ones that affect your standing. You do not correct every insult, only the ones that require you to draw a boundary. When people see you as calm most of the time, your aggression, when it emerges, carries 10 times the weight. You are not feared because you are violent. You are feared because you are unpredictable. Your affirmation? I do not strike often, but when I do, I do not miss. Law 10. Build strategic alliances. No throne stands alone. No empire rises alone. No strategist survives alone. The lone wolf myth is poetic, but false. Even wolves hunt in packs when survival demands it. Machiavelli wrote extensively about alliances because he understood the darkest truth of power. To influence the world, you must leverage people, not depend on them. A strategic alliance is not friendship. It is a mutually beneficial exchange of strengths. It is the alignment of interests, not emotions. It is the recognition that every person around you plays a role, consciously or unconsciously, in your battlefield. There are 6 archetypal allies the Machiavellian mind must recognize. 1. The talker, spreads information intentionally or not. Useful for molding narratives. 2. The loyal soldier, publicly supports you, helping control perception. 3. The observer, sees patterns others miss, gives you foresight. 4. The fool, distracts enemies, absorbs unnecessary attention. 5. The powerful, opens doors, shields you from threats, elevates your reach. 6. The strategist, mirrors your mindset, helps refine your plans. These allies amplify your presence without exposing your vulnerabilities. But here is the darker rule. Alliances must stay balanced. If you depend too heavily on one person, they gain leverage over you. If you rely emotionally, not strategically, they gain the power to destabilize you. You must maintain emotional asymmetry. You must always be willing to walk away. You must keep alliances functional, not sentimental. Examples. At work, aligning with someone respected multiplies your influence instantly. In social circles, having one silent observer protects you from hidden motives. In relationships, choosing a partner who complements your weaknesses strengthens your stability. In competition, forming temporary alliances helps you defeat greater threats. Machiavelli emphasized that a wise leader rewards loyalty strategically and punishes disloyalty subtly. The same applies to alliances. Nourish the ones that strengthen your mission. Starve the ones that weaken it. Comment. I choose allies by function, not emotion. You've traveled through the foundations and the shadows. Now we enter the synthesis, the merging of these laws into a single, coherent identity. Because these laws are not meant to be memorized, they are meant to become your second nature. The mentally untouchable mind is built from integration, not theory. When you fully embody these principles, something shifts in you. You move differently, speak differently, even think differently. You begin to notice that. You no longer react emotionally. You respond strategically. You no longer fear betrayal. You expect it and prepare. You no longer crave validation. You command attention through presence. You no longer chase relationships. You attract better ones through scarcity. You no longer reveal yourself. You let silence reveal others. You no longer drown in emotions. You observe them like passing weather. You no longer break under pressure. You become sharper because of it. Machiavelli believed that the strongest individuals rule themselves before ruling anything else. When you apply the 10 laws together, you internalize this truth. The world no longer decides who you are. You do. The 8 pillars of the untouchable mind. At this stage, your identity rests upon 8 pillars. Sovereign presence. Your calmness has gravity. Strategic boundaries. You give selective access. Controlled generosity. You reward intentionally. Non-reaction. You deny others the power to provoke you. Cold strategy. Warm execution. Logic directs. Warmth delivers. Selective aggression. Force deployed rarely, but decisively. Strategic alliances. Power multiplied through structure. Mastery of meaning. You choose what events mean. This is the architecture of psychological sovereignty, the inner kingdom no one can conquer. The mentally untouchable person does not seek power in the world first. They build it internally. Their mind becomes the throne from which all decisions flow. Here is Machiavelli's most misunderstood lesson. He never taught people how to conquer others. He taught them how to conquer themselves so others could never conquer them. When your mind obeys only you, insults lose meaning, betrayal loses power, failure loses sting, chaos loses control. People lose the ability to shake your peace. The throne within is built from discipline, guarded by silence, strengthened by detachment, and crowned by unwavering self-command. You rule not through noise, but presence. Not through fear, but contrast. Not through dominance, but clarity. Affirmation of the throne. Nothing external governs my inner world. If these laws awakened something in you, if they sharpened your perception, if they revealed a version of yourself that refuses to stay fragile, then step forward. Not as a follower, not as a spectator, but as someone committed to mastering their mind and shaping their destiny. Subscribe to Gaka Mindset, not out of habit, not out of curiosity, but as a declaration that you choose strength over emotion, strategy over chaos, and sovereignty over weakness. Join the circle of individuals who build themselves in silence, who sharpen themselves through discipline, who rise without noise, who become untouchable. This is not the end. This is initiation. Welcome to the next level. Welcome to the throne within. Welcome to your own mind, ruled only by you.